Have you ever just looked around at your life and thought, this cannot be it? Like, you wake up tired, your to-do list is judging you, your soul feels like a crusty sock, and the only thing exciting in your week is your coffee order? You're not depressed, not exactly, but you're disconnected, burnt out, numbed out, stuck in a loop of just getting by, and you start asking those scary little questions like, is this who I really am? Is this all I'm ever going to be? And deep down, you know the answer is no. You know something has to change. But you also don't want to throw your whole life in a dumpster and go live in a yurt. So how do you change your life without burning it all down? Hi, I'm Pepper, professional overthinker turned life reprogrammer. Welcome to the channel where glow-ups don't require 4 a.m. workouts or selling your soul to hustle culture. If your life feels like a glitchy Zoom call with bad lighting and worse vibes, same, babe. I gave myself 6 months to fix it. Not to get perfect, just to get me back. Now I'm showing you how to change your life without burning out or losing your mind. This is the real deal. Let's go. Part 1. Burn it down. What you have to let go of before you can start. Let's get one thing straight. You cannot change your life if you're still clinging to the one that's draining you. You can't manifest your dream reality while staying emotionally married to your excuses, your comfort zone, and that crusty little belief system that tells you, this is just who I am. No, babe, that's who you were trained to be. Let me ask you, what are you still doing that you hate? Who are you still trying to impress? What do you keep telling yourself you have to do? But deep down, you know it's killing your soul. You know the answers. And I know they're not pretty. But this is the moment where we stop romanticizing the struggle and start divorcing the dead weight. Here's what I burned down in month 1. My perfection or nothing mindset. The invisible approval rating I was chasing from people who don't even like themselves. My habit of calling survival a personality. The belief that I had to do it all alone. I had to stop clinging to what was safe, familiar, or aesthetically tragic. I had to say, this version of me isn't coming into the next chapter. Because here's the truth that nobody puts on a vision board. You can't glow up and stay the same. So, let me ask you right now. No fluff. What's the one thing you already know you need to let go of? That story you keep replaying? That job that drains you? That fake friendship where you shrink yourself? That habit that numbs your light? Pick one. Say goodbye. Because step 1 in changing your life is not adding more. It's subtracting the BS that's been lying to you. Okay, so you've burned the bullshit. The toxic patterns, the soul-draining job, the validation chasing, all of it. Now what? Now comes the part where you get moving. Even if you're scared. Especially if you're scared. Let me be blunt. Fear doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing. It means you're doing something you've never done before. So here's what I learned real fast when I decided to change my life in 6 months. You're not going to feel ready. You're going to feel terrified. Do it anyway. Ask yourself this. Are you actually stuck? Or are you just waiting to feel confident before you start? Because confidence is a scam. Not the real kind, but the kind we think we need before we take action. Fake. Fiction. Fantasy. Confidence isn't the starting point. It's the side effect of doing the thing. Badly, awkwardly, scared, unsure, and not dying. Pepper's rules for doing it scared. 1. Confidence is earned, not downloaded. Start now. Suck now. Get better as you go. 2. You can't fail at something you actually showed up for. Failure only exists if you quit. Everything else is data. 3. Say it out loud. Fuck it. Let's go. That phrase is your launch button. Your soul GPS. When you say it, your nervous system knows we're done stalling. You don't need to be brave. You need to be in motion. Because motion builds evidence. And once your brain sees you making moves, it starts rewriting the narrative. Part 3. Embrace the cringe. Why you need to be bad at stuff first. So, here's the part nobody wants to hear. You're going to suck and sweat. At first, at everything. Your first try is going to be awkward. Your first video, cringe. Your first gym session, embarrassing. Your first step out of that stuck version of you, wobbly AF. And that's not a flaw. That's the price of freedom. Perfectionism is a delay tactic. We act like we're just not ready when really, we're afraid to be seen as beginners. We think if we don't start until it's perfect, we can avoid judgment, avoid failing, avoid having to face that ugly little thing called vulnerability. But the truth is, if you don't embrace being cringe, you'll never be consistent. And if you're not consistent, you'll stay stuck forever, fantasizing about the person you could be while clinging to the comfort of never trying. You know what's more cringe than sucking at something new? Never trying at all. Sitting in your own potential like a sad little beanbag of wasted talent. Scrolling TikTok, watching other people live your dream while you sit there thinking, I could have done that. Do it badly. Do it imperfectly. But for the love of your future self, just do it. Real talk from the Pepper Vault. You can't get good until you get started. You can't get confident until you get uncomfortable. You can't be her if you're still scared of looking dumb. Everyone who's great now, they were cringe once. Everyone who inspires you, they were awkward as hell in the beginning too. So yeah, that first vlog will suck. That first run will hurt. That first I deserve more boundary you set will shake. But every cringe step you take builds actual confidence. Not the fake kind, not the filtered kind. The I'm doing it even if I flop kind. That's the kind that changes lives. Let's just say it, motivation is a flaky little liar. It shows up when it feels like it, dips out the moment you're tired, and ghosts you the second things get hard. You cannot build a new life on vibes alone. You need something sturdier, something stronger, something that shows up for you when you don't even want to show up for yourself. And that something is discipline. Now hold up. Before your nervous system panics and your inner free spirit starts screaming, control is violence. Let me make one thing clear. Discipline is not punishment. It is devotion. Discipline is showing up for your future self. It's saying, I love you enough to do this, even if I'm not in the mood. Let me put it in Pepper terms. You don't go to the gym because you hate your body. You go because you respect your body enough to take care of it. You don't journal because it's trendy. You do it because you need to hear your own thoughts before they self-destruct. You don't wake up early because it's romanticized. You do it because quiet mornings bring peace before the chaos. This is not about hustling your way into burnout. This is about building habits that hold you when your emotions can't. Pepper's discipline reality check. 1. Self-love without action is just a Pinterest board. Affirm all you want. But if you're not living in alignment with the woman you claim to be, it's just fluff. 2. Discipline is the receipt that says, I'm serious about this. Whether it's your glow up, your mental health, or your next big move, discipline is your follow-through. 3. You don't have to feel like it. You just have to do it. Feelings are valid, but they don't run the damn schedule. I didn't change my life in 6 months because I was motivated every day. I changed it because I showed up anyway. On the days I felt ugly, on the days I felt tired, on the days I felt like quitting. Discipline taught me that real self-love isn't just baths and affirmations. It's doing the uncomfortable thing that your higher self will thank you for. Even if it's 6 a.m., even if it's leg day, even if you'd rather scroll. Okay, let's have the real conversation. You can get the body, you can get the job, you can move to the hot girl city, buy the hot girl leggings, and build the hot girl routine. But if you don't do the inner work, if you don't clean up what's living in here, then no amount of external glow-up will ever make you feel whole. I learned this the hard way. I checked all the boxes. I got productive, I got pretty, I got praise, and still, I'd come home and feel like a fraud, like nothing I did was enough, like the girl in the mirror still looked sad, just better dressed. Because here's the truth, you don't need another makeover. You need a mirror, a brutally honest conversation with yourself. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat with your feelings without trying to fix them? When was the last time you asked, where does this belief about me even come from? When was the last time you said, I love you to yourself, and actually meant it? Not because you were perfect, not because you'd earned it, just because you're you. Real growth isn't loud. It's not always sexy. It's crying on the floor during a journaling session because your inner child finally felt heard. It's forgiving the version of you who stayed small because she was scared. It's admitting that sometimes your habits aren't the problem. Your self-worth is. You can't shame yourself into change. You can't hate yourself into healing. You can't skip over the messy parts and expect to feel whole. The version of me that rebuilt her life in 6 months, she didn't just build habits. She built a home inside herself. A safe one. A loving one. A real one. So yes, glow up. Run the miles. Wake up early. Start the dream. But also, go to therapy. Get quiet. Hold yourself. Do the work inside. Because your outside life will never outrun your internal dialogue. Here's the final truth I wish someone had tattooed on my forehead. You do not need a 5-year plan to take the first step. You don't need clarity, certainty, or a perfectly color-coded Notion board to begin. You just need movement and a little bit of delusional belief that it's going to work out. Somehow, some way. I didn't know exactly what I was doing when I changed my life. I just knew I couldn't keep doing that. So I started small. I got up earlier. I wrote things down. I said no more often. I did one brave thing a day. I posted. I showed up. I cringed. I kept going. I figured it out as I became her. Because here's the real secret nobody tells you. Action brings clarity. Movement reveals the path. And you figure it out on the way, not before you start. You think everyone out here building their dream life has a step-by-step playbook? They don't. They just stopped stalling and started living. And that's what I want for you. Not a perfect plan, not a perfect version of you, just a beginning. Something you can look back on 6 months from now and say, that was the day I stopped waiting and started becoming. All right, babe, deep talks are cute, but let's make it practical. If you're sitting there thinking, okay, but what do I actually do now? Here's your permission slip to start small, start messy, start somewhere. Pick one. Delete the app that steals your joy. Say no to the thing you don't even want to do. Wake up 30 minutes earlier to hear yourself think. Walk for 10 minutes without your phone. Journal one question. What am I scared to admit I want? DM someone you want to be friends with. Drink water. Hydrate your hot, healing self. Google therapy. No shame, no fluff. Say fuck it and post the thing. You're ready. You just forgot. Final call to action. Let's talk homework. You already know we don't do passive self-help here. So here's your assignment. 1. Write down one thing you're ready to change. No filters, no fluff, just honesty. 2. List one step you can take today. Yes, today, that your higher self would thank you for. Not next week, not next Monday. Today. 3. Drop a comment and tell me, I'm starting. Today I choose. Let's make this real. Let's make it personal. Let's make it yours.
Let me guess. You cried, you journaled, you found yourself. Wow. But did anyone feed the emotionally neglected pug in the corner? Nope. Send Peg back. She steals all the treats that are meant for me. I've been here longer. If Peg stays, I'm leaving. Subscribe or don't. But if you start glowing and don't send snacks, we're gonna have a real problem.
Subscribe for more self-improvement tips sprinkled with sass and rude pug ruling over me. Check out the links in the description for Glam Queen merch and pug essentials.